All right. What is good, people? What is up? What is going on? Give y'all a minute to gather around and get in here. Do 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 do. Um. All right. So, long story short, everything from here on out, every show is a donation show. Everything is going to be about getting crowdfunding at this point, getting the crowd to support. See, that's the thing. I'm just saying this is the issue we need to talk about and discuss. Why am I being given unfair treatment and all these people know it, and then they sit there and talk about it right in front of my face? You're not going to sit there and play in front of my face. Thank you, honey. Okay, cool. That's nice of you. That's cool. So, Christina sent me $4 more today, which is amazing of her. Thank you, honey. Truly, it means a lot. Um, and just know that I love you. You know, um, I love you no matter what. But you know, that's my thing. Like my girlfriend is very real. She cares about me and loves me. So her love for me is very real. So, like I said, all these people, they just sit there and they just are jealous and envious and they make no sense. All that stops today. You understand? So now that we got to talk about reality, right? The question is, what does anybody really have to say? Hold on. But that is the question. What does anybody really have to say, that exists, that's based within reality? Because I'm going to tell you the whole truth, actual truth, and nothing but the truth. People don't have anything to say to me, man. Nobody, none of you. You know, like I said, the only reason I talk about the things I talk about and bring up my success because I have it on autopilot. I'm programmed to now because all these people ever did was have something to say that wasn't positive. And I've been doing this internet radio stuff for 15 plus to feels like 20 years, but I mean, I'm only 35. So, I mean, I'd say it's another honk. Hold on. So people know who I am, man. People know who I am. People know about me. Um, and that's good. That's all it's about. I mean, I think that it's helped me to kind of exonerate my name from a lot of lies and a smear campaign. And, I just don't have time to deal with stuff like that because I know exactly who it comes from. I just never understood that. I mean, like, these are people with no identity. I mean, these are people who've never succeeded at anything ever. These are people who, to be frank, here, hold on real quick. These are people who, to be frank, have never accomplished anything at any point. So it's like, how do they get a voice, a free voice, and a seat at the table when you have to earn it? The fact is they don't have a voice, and they for sure can't speak on me. It don't work like that, and they know better, and they know that's reality. And that's what some of these people have done. Like I said, I may have met them briefly just for a minute, and that was about it. And then, they would basically just follow me around playing tag after that, just follow me around the internet, start stalking me, following me around, following me around. Like, what is you following me around for? You know what I mean? It's just weird, odd behavior. And like, why are you projecting? Like, why are you talking about yourself? And like, who does that work on? Like, we need to get real with ourselves, man. All that nonsense is for immature people who can't succeed. They're people who have nothing. Like I said, they can't afford a hot dog, and I have nothing to do with them. I don't know them. I'm not associated with them. Like, we have no connection. We're not friends. I don't talk to any of these people. So it's just odd how out of place it is, right? And how people just can't seem to let go. You know, not only that, not only just not let go, but not let go of something that had nothing to do with them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have anything to do with any of these people. Never have, never will. You know what I mean? Like, the minute I see red flags, I skedaddle, I get the hell on. I probably make a rap diss song about you, real talk, because I'm a rapper and I make music. And then I just keep the ball rolling and keep on moving forward and doing what I got to do. I don't expect everybody to agree with me on everything I say. I don't expect everybody to like me, but I'm a man and I'm a grown man, and I'm not here for you to like me. That's what people got to understand. It's kind of like what Denzel told his son in that movie. The son said, "Why is it like you don't like me?" He said, "Like you?" He said, "I don't have to like you." And he's talking to his own son. But he had a pretty good point. I mean, he said, I do what I do because it's what I have to do. It's my responsibility. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds kind of harsh, but I feel like that's some tough love. Like, there's a little bit of truth in what he said. I mean, you really shouldn't act like that with your own son, of course. I mean, there should be some love there, but I'm just saying he had a point. You know, he was saying, I bust my what to make sure that you're good, right? Because it's my responsibility, because I have to. You know what I mean? And he told him, and what he was teaching him is, he said, you don't worry about whether people like you or not. You worry about whether they doing right by you. And that's what I'm about. And you'll notice it real quick if you ever deal with me or talk to me. I don't care who likes me. I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to kiss up. I'm not here for none of that. And I for sure ain't here to listen to 3 foot tall pigeons and red pills, the red pillar, run their mouth on YouTube saying things that aren't there and don't exist. Listen, brother, you have no like vision of reality. Like, you need to get a grip, okay? Because your reality, I mean, it sucks. I mean, it can't get no worse for you. I mean, if you're on an active restraining order and you're still online doing this behavior, like I said, it just goes to show that people enable it, because the minute you make one video, if they were doing their job right, then you would be immediately in jail or prison. You can't make a video like that unless somebody's corrupt and somebody's enabling your behavior. So again, it just goes to show the only reason why you would act so confident about your little fake stuff is because somebody's allowing you to do it, or somebody worse is telling you to do it. And the thing is, you're not doing anything. That's what's just so weird. I just don't understand why you want to act like you're tough when, last I checked, man, you got sunned on a panel. You got told reality and what it was, and you're scared, you're terrified. So, after a little bit of time goes by, these people use the internet and think, well, let me formulate a way to respond. But see, it don't work like that. You're going to have just to respond immediately as who you are. So you didn't have a response. You got told reality that you ain't it and you ain't tough, and you back down. That's what happened. Anything else after that, nobody cares about. Nobody. He gets no credit, no stripes, no points for going online, running your mouth, talking about that you're this and that, and blah, blah, blah. That boy is hilarious, man. That boy said the phrase. I'm not even gonna repeat his phrases, man, but that phrase don't even come from Seattle, I don't think. That's an Oakland phrase. You ain't from Oakland. I don't get it. The town is Oakland. Seattle's not the town, at least as far as I know. I could be wrong. I might be wrong on that. I don't know. I had a cat before that said it, and it had the bridge. Maybe it does have to do with Seattle. I thought it was Oakland. Might be wrong on that. See, I can admit when I'm wrong. That one I don't know about. But either way, whatever you're talking about, if it is the town, right? Shit could be. I mean, what do you have to do with it? You ain't repping Seattle. You ain't repping Pinoys or anybody. I mean, what you're repping is being a snitch. That's what you're repping. So I mean, somebody told you go online and talk about a guy you know nothing about and start projecting. I mean, do you, man? Nobody cares. I don't understand. I mean, do you have a platform? Do you have a voice? Bro, you struggle to get over 100, 200 subs. I mean, it just don't make no sense. You got to have the platform first before you run your mouth. See, you notice the common trend about these folks and these people is that they all don't think. They all don't use their mind. Like, don't act like you're somebody's foe or opponent if you can't compete and you can't even get a monetized channel. Okay? But you got to understand, man, is I have human understanding. I don't have God's understanding yet, but I'm working on it and he talks to me. I don't understand God's plan because I'm not meant to, but I believe in it. I really do. I believe in God's plan, and I do start to see it, and I think it's just a gift I have that most people don't have. Like, I can see it. I can see the plan. I understand it a little. It's just a very vast and complex plan, and God works in mysterious ways, man. It's just the truth. So it's like it told me, it said, it's going to happen. It's just not going to happen the way you think it's going to happen, which makes a lot of sense. But I don't know. I hear two different things. One hand, the downloads will say, you're going to be filthy rich and you're getting all these blessings and you're going to have divine love and everything that you deserve. And the hardest part is just that I don't, that not that I don't have it. I have divine love with Christina, but that I don't have her, here physically with me. That's the hardest part. So it's like every time they tell me, it kind of hurts because it's like, I want all of that so bad more than anything, but I've never had it before. And, I want it to be real in front of me where Christina is with me. That's all. So that's why it just, it kind of makes me sad because, I don't even understand how I got this far. I'm not guaranteed anything. So it's like, like I said, it's not in my hands, it's in God's hands. I just listen to God, man. What God told me is nobody could alter my fate or take away my destiny. It's sealed or in stone. Golly. Unbelievable. The entitlement. But yeah. Like I said, man, we're gonna be good. It just is what it is, man. I don't know what else to tell y'all, honestly. Like I said, I mean, we're looking at being good, being set, having what we need, being caked up, what she deserves, what her and I deserve, the best. We're already talking about possibly living on the Riverwalk in San Antonio. Like I said, when we actually do what we're doing, I'm not going to tell y'all anything on here. We'll just do what we do and that's it. You know what I mean? And that's the whole trick. Like if I do live streams, oh, I won't be recording wherever. If we get a place in San Antonio, I won't be recording in there. I mean, I'll do the shows, but I'll keep the camera off. I'm smart. See, people don't get, I'm like Jason Bourne for real. I got actual task force that act like they're hired to stop me and track me and locate me and try to keep on bothering me. And I just don't play games like that. I know nobody would. Like I said, it's highly illegal to do that. They're all going to go to prison. That's the underground illegal organization I've labeled and named the Red Triangles, right? And it is what it is. I walk away and win. I mean, these are all complete strangers that know what they're doing is illegal. You can pretend all you want. You know what you're doing is extremely illegal, right? So, like I said, when we open a chat here, they send agents to keep trying to act like they're talking their way out of it. Again, you could tell that you're disturbed because there's no point in doing so. This isn't a courtroom. You're trying to talk your way out of something that's already 100% legit. Like said, we will have minimum 3-bedroom, ours, guest bedroom. Thank you, honey. That's amazing. And you can have recording room, studio, media room, whatever you want to call it. Yay! Awesome. They will see one room only. Oh no, we ain't even gonna show them a room. I won't run the risk. I'm not showing them nothing. See, I'm telling you, you got to understand these people are maniacal. You cannot show them anything. I'm telling you. I know how to handle it. We're not showing them nothing. I'll do every live stream with the camera close. The only thing that we'll do is we'll record videos and all that, but I'm not leaving no room for error about the place we get. And what I was asking you is there, but that's all amazing, honey. Thank you, genuinely. You know, and again, I apologize that, we have to do things a certain way, but we just have to. People underestimate these people, man. This is all these people do. They do it on purpose for that exact point to try to cause stress and try to, they don't have no way of getting at anybody. They're all soft. So that's the way they do it. Cowardly. But no, I mean, they have nothing else to do, no time on their hands, nothing but time on their hands. They can't afford a hot dog, and they're just going to continue to stalk until, we take it to court and they all go to prison. But the thing is, we'll also have active lawsuits filed at that point. So the attorney will be all over it. So if there ever was a discrepancy, we just call the attorney and let them know what's going on, and then that gets, more evidence added to the case. So we won't have nothing to worry about, but just for me to make sure I don't stress, like, yeah, no, I'm not turning the camera on. They don't deserve to look at me. That's my whole point. You get what I'm saying? They don't deserve anything. I'm not doing nothing for them. They don't deserve to see me, but we will do videos. So like I said, if we do that in San Antonio, hell, like, we'll film videos all over San Antonio. Feel what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just a personal thing for me, honey, that I go through. It's a trauma, and they try to keep opening it up again and do it. You know what I mean? And you just can't do that to a human being, man. That's like a horse. The horse is going to start bucking and neighing if something's bothering it. I'm a human being, so I'm not going to have none of these people doing that towards me. So, that's all I'm saying. You just got to understand you're dealing with actual trauma, so when it's trauma, people just react and respond. It's not something you can control. I don't care who you are. You get what I'm saying? So we just don't want anything that's going to be basically activating my traumas. We want to get away from that. So yeah, no, we're not going to have a camera on where we stay ever. No cameras, turn off location. That's just how we do things. That's how it'll always be. You know what I mean? And it's okay because that's good because that's what they ended up teaching me, and that's the way you have to be. You understand? You have to be this way because this is the future. I mean, look at how many things have happened because rappers had their location on. You know, this is how it works. Okay, these cowards are cowards. Okay, and like I said, we all know what it is. We know the game. It's been displayed right in front of everybody's face. I'm not scared of them or anyone. It's got nothing to do with that. This has got to do with not playing some kind of game with my trauma of what I've been through. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense to keep going through that. Like, no, it's something you went through, you forget about it, you move forward. And that's what I got to do. See, it's trying to keep me from healing. You gotta understand how serious it is. It's not a joke or a game for me. It's not like a thing like, oh, it's an option. It has to be this way. That's what it has to be. There is no other option for me because I cannot handle it being any other way. You understand? No, I went through too much behind this. I'm not going through it again. So, like I said, that's beautiful though, honey. Seriously. And that's how we'll do it. But yeah, no, I would never stream where we're at. Ever. Ever. Not with the camera on. I'll stream and do the show and like our own undisclosed location. We're gonna be off grid. What I was asking you is at one point I think you were saying it might be possible, whatever we get, to get it where it's like in an attorney's name or something. Is that possible to get it where it's not under your name? Because I'm telling you right now, if it's under our name, they will track it and they will find it. I can guarantee you. That's what people don't get. I'm really Jason Bourne. This is not fake. Okay? That's how serious it is. These people probably work for the CIA. Okay? So you just got to understand this is not a game. This is not something you play with. This is, you're in the middle of it. I mean, it's like a movie. So you got to prepare and do the right things. Here's my birdie friends. Birdies and bats. You don't have nothing to worry about ever, honey. You let me handle it. Let me worry about it. Because I know what I'm doing, and that's why I'm Batman. Because I can deal with all of it. Okay? But just let me handle it. And, you know, let me do it my way, and I'll show you how we move and how we do things. You know, you got to understand, man, this is not a game. This is not a joke. For all those people in the public, you got to understand these people, I believe, are responsible for what happened to my father. Okay? This is not something that's funny. It's not a game. Like I said, that's why I get, you know, sensitive when we talk about it because, you know, people have to have some empathy and understanding for how serious this is to me. These people are not going to come near me. They already know they've done way too much. They're not going to play those games. So, like I said, when they send an agent, like I told you what happened. See, no, I'm not being nice. I'm being smart. Just like I told you, I don't communicate with these fools. I'm not their friend. No, like I said, every time I'm going to win and I'm going to win the right way. And that's what's happening. You know, it's not a game or funny business when somebody comes around me trying to disrespect me. We don't tolerate none of that. You understand? So I'm telling you, all them homies are scared. We all know they scared. And they showed they scared. That's why they removed their videos. They're not monetized. None of them are monetized. The people who you think are monetized, honey, on YouTube, none of them are monetized. They do not make money on this network. They're all here to stalk me. You have to understand this. The entire dichotomy of YouTube is fake. They've shown me. There is no such thing as a monetized YouTuber. It's all fake. That's what I'm trying to tell people. You know, people got to listen and understand what's really going on here. There's nobody who started like me from the bottom and created a channel. Think about it. Why would I be at the bottom of the fray? Like, what? They're not better than me. I'm the best one on here. Got the best show, best program, best content. Why did all of them get to start ahead of me? Think about that. Why? And that's why they're all so jealous and envious, because they know in life, I've always been ahead of them. And I'm still ahead of them by far. I'm ahead of everyone. We're going to take all day, little. Stand right in my way. So I just need you to understand. That's all I'm explaining. Um, you know, I can't have that stress. I can't deal with it. So, like I said, the whole point of this is to get me out and somewhere else, and we're going to be off grid. We don't tell anyone where we're at. We don't tell anyone what we're doing ever. This is about escaping these people and their nonsense. So just please understand that. That's half the reason why this has to happen. You understand? So, no, I want to get away from this nonsense. I already know all their little tricks. And like I said, it's inexcusable. It should have been stopped a long time ago, and nobody did their job. And they know they dropped the ball. They know they didn't do their job. And that's why you do your job, because it saves me from having to go through things. Okay? Because if not, these people will literally take everything in my life and mess it up for me. Any blessing, anything good. You see the point? If people did their job, ooh, that's nasty. That Mercedes sounds horrible. Something's wrong with the tire. I told you all cars mess up. Now, this is about power. This is about I stood up and defeated these people. We don't play games. We're not normal people. We don't get to just turn our camera on. Nope, that's not who I am. See, I'm somebody important. I'm somebody that people are after. Okay? They ain't after me because they're cowards. See, they can't approach me because they're scared of me. There's a difference. Oh, they on me. They worried about me. They all terrified right now. They all know what it is. They're terrified of my power. No, I took everyone on head on and won. Now I'm smart, so I know how to do it, because these people won't just go head to head. They're snitches. They got to go run and rat and run and tell. So see, when you're dealing with snitches, you got to talk to them diplomatically, and you still got to handle it the right way, no matter how mad you are. See, that's the point. That's the trick they'll use against you. I've seen tons of empires fall. I've seen people lose everything playing these games with snitches. I don't play with rats. You understand? I own rats. I tell them how the game works. They do what I say. Feel me? So that's all I'm saying is I can't sit here and be fake and pretend. This is an extremely serious situation. It has been extremely serious every day of my life. It's not going anywhere until we take it to court and until people are forced to do their job and arrest these individuals and put them in prison. Okay? And it's a guaranteed life sentence, because guess what? They came for mine for no reason. It's that serious because I'm on YouTube. Like I said, so allegedly, who do you think probably hired these people allegedly? Carly Fiorina, allegedly, we believe for my entire life, she's followed me around any way she could, made phone calls, paid people off, like Ed McCabe when I was set up on that field, okay? The football field in a flag football game, okay? That's what happened with me and my teeth, right? We got to wake up, man. You got to understand, bro, this is real, man. We in the middle of it. Okay, there's enemies, real enemies, and they're cowards. They're going to go about everything a coward way. They pay people off. They paid off the clerk right up the street. They paid him off. He ended up losing both jobs and being sunned a G-check to his face. Terrified. Okay, I don't play games. I know what I'm doing. People want to sit here and act like they're sending stuff my way. You're going to lose every single time. Not only are you going to lose, but I'm going to have my freedom and be good and do things the right way. I'm not going to play these games with cowards, with jokers. You understand? You're not going to use my aggression and me being a man against me. You're going to learn who makes the rules. You got that? Talk about stress. Y'all stressed out every day. That's why you do these things. You feel me? People got to understand how serious this is. Okay? This is not a game. Okay? These people did what they did to my father. I lost my father because of these people. You think I'm playing? What? I'm Batman. What happened to Batman? Come on. People got to understand and get with it. This is serious as hell. Okay? No. Stop thinking because I come on here and I paint it like it's cute that I don't know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. And I'm moving and I'm winning. I'm taking them all on by myself and I'm winning. They got nothing for me. Nothing. Like I said, you gotta understand, half the valley was against me and came for me, okay? That's why I had all that stuff happen, right? That's why I ended up going through everything I went through. They targeted me. All of them. I stood up to everybody and I won. That's why I'm Batman. I don't have a choice. They made me Batman. See, this isn't fake. Other people are fake. Let me check my baby's messages. Cool, honey. Thank you for listening. And again, I'm sorry. That's my only thing. I just don't want other people to ruin my chances at having a happy life and what I deserve and with you. And that's the part that's hardest for me. And that's why I get upset. You got to understand, I'm a human being that's being tracked. Okay. I mean, I'm a human being that constantly, they're issuing illegal statements to me every second, every day. I mean, anyone else would have cracked a long time ago. So just have some mercy and take it easy on me, because I'm dealing with a lot that's not normal. Okay, no, I'm really Jason Bourne. These people are after me. They just can't do nothing with me because I'm too tough and I'm too strong. This is not a movie. This is real. These people are not playing games either. Okay, you gotta understand, bro. They probably have. They're either working for the CIA or the feds, or they are the CIA or the feds. I don't know, but all I know is that I've defeated them since day one. This is not fake. I need people to understand that. Like, just like Jason Bourne told them in the movie, this is not a movie. He told them this is real. Okay, these people, like, they're not playing. They're just cowards. There's a difference. They're scared of me. They're not scared of other people. They're scared of me because they know me and who I am. Right? They know how I'm built. Like, they've seen a little bit of what I'm capable of. Okay, no, this is an all-out. You know what? Like Nam. Back in Nam. No, see, that's what people don't get. It takes bravery to walk in my shoes. I walk out here every day like it's cute, like it's sweet. Ain't nothing sweet. Like I said, we saw dudes with clown masks yesterday. Think about that. You don't think that's kind of ominous and odd? Christina does, And sometimes when I'm talking, I'm just talking to the public, baby. But yeah, that's perfect. If we can have it out of our name, cool. As far as the green screen, I'll have to see. It's something that it's just a lot of trauma and stress behind. So you're gonna have to work with me on that where I feel comfortable. It's a whole process. I mean, right now I'm not comfortable putting myself on camera anywhere. I'm just not. You know what I mean? Now when I'm walking and stuff, cool, but it's good that you think like me. Yeah, you don't ever turn your location on. That's something any family, anybody should know. People don't get it. There's an underground criminal. There's an underworld. That's what I stand up against. That's who I took on and won. This is definitely physical. It's not just spiritual. Not physical. That's hilarious, bro. Not physical, but all this stuff I've been through didn't happen. Okay. People are hilarious, So I'm just saying I'm sorry, honey, because I wish that it wasn't like this, but this is my life. This is what it is. It's not going to change. Until we take it to court. And even then, you don't know if they still have people on the outside because they've been recruiting people. It's just how you got to do things. Nobody's scared of nobody. They're scared of me. All they're going to do is electronic means. Do you understand? This is what cowards do. I got the streets on lock. Like, all the real stuff, I already won a long time ago. So let them do their electronic means, but we just don't put ourselves in a position where it's going to compromise us. You know what I'm saying? We just pay attention. All right, cool. I'm not going to tell them that either. They don't need to hear that, but that's what I need. Right. Cool. And then, like I said, just help me try to work through it, but for me, it's a really hard thing. I mean, people don't get what's been done to me. This is not a game and a joke. And like I said, they've done it a million times. They try to do it every day. They've done this for years. That's not normal. What I went through in that basement in Green Bay, you remember the brick wall and the steel air conditioning thing? You remember what happened? You remember how they were on my phone, right? You remember how like all that, like they basically like they had me pay $800 for defending myself. right? Which they're probably going to have to give me back because I'm filing a lawsuit. There's a couple of lawsuits, honey. There's quite a few that have to be filed. So another one can't drive. It's ridiculous. Those are the ones that I was walking one day and they just try to act like they can't see me. Like, how you not looking? Like, look the way you're going to turn, buddy. They weird. They're weird over there, too. A lot of them are weird. I don't trust none of these people. That's the whole thing. See, I'm me. You know, wherever I go, I got to deal with this. But the point is, we'll be fine. We're not going to have to deal with it probably at all. And yeah, that's all we got to do, just kind of fall off the grid the right way. So if that's the case, then that's perfect. I'm trying to read it, but it's sunny and I'm walking. Is there? Okay, cool. Cool. And other than that, you know, I just don't want to talk about it because talking about it is what, like, kind of how you have panic attacks. You know, that's just, you know, so I mean, I just got to be honest with you and so you understand what my traumas are, because that's why they do it, because they want to create an argument. Because if you activate trauma in someone like me, I'm not in control at that point. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, that trauma is trauma. So like, I'm going to, you know, feel horrible and, you know, I wouldn't say scared, but just, I mean, it's just that weird feeling. And I think it's how they feel all the time. I think they feel powerless and they want other people to feel powerless. And it's like, well, yeah, because you do everything dancing around someone. Like, you cowards. Like, just be direct, dude. Like, I don't get it. Like I said, all these people are the ones who act like they have an issue with a complete stranger. And you're saying you expect me to take your bait, and then when I don't, what do they do, honey? You see what I'm saying? No, they're running a narc, you know what, program on me for decades. They're going to prison. These are criminals. This isn't a game or a joke. They're running a government operation on me. It's clear they have government ties. I can't even get a new phone number. They look it up, honey. Literally. Then they sit there and talk on YouTube about it like it's cute. Oh, why did you change your number? You see what I'm saying? This is what people are doing, trying to mess with me. Been doing this for decades in front of all y'all. People got to understand, bro. I'm not going to play these games with people. Feel me? Like, people don't mess with me. People know what it is. That's why I do what I do and make sure I come out every day and do it. So people can understand who runs things and what this is. You know, so the point is, that's why I'm Batman, because there's forces in the world like this. This is an underground criminal underworld. This is it. They're just a bunch of cowards. They're scared of me. So when it says, you know, like that quote, honey, that it says, all this money, I want you to use it to protect the people from the forces that they don't see. This is it. This is what I do. You know, that's what I'm saying. I didn't choose to be Batman. I had to be. They made me. You know, they hand selected me without knowing it. They made the biggest mistake ever. You understand? It's that simple. And trust me, everybody who did this, all the mistake they made, oh, they're going to regret it. They already are. See, that's the point. No, Tyree Sneed touched down, and within a couple of months, or not even, I mean, immediately, I already had this business rolling. And then within a couple of months, I already went viral and built an empire. Why do you think I did that? Because I'm tactical. I know what I'm doing. I got to build the empire and the fame first. The fame blends me in like camouflage so I can move comfortably. I'm a gangster. I know what I'm doing. I don't play with people. You understand? These people want to play these games like they're anonymous. I know their legal names. I know who half of them are. Like, I mean, like I said, it's just you have to handle it the right way. You don't have a choice. You know what I mean? That's what they want. They want you to get upset. They want you to, get, just get mad. They want you to do something out of character and make a mistake. They want my freedom. They want my life. You get what I'm saying? They can't take me on straight up. They got to do coward stuff. So when it's that serious for somebody for no reason, right? You got to take that serious. You know, it's all good, man. People ain't got to like me. It ain't about liking me. Clearly, it's about jealousy. And like I said, it's allegedly, but it's obvious. It's allegedly coming from Carly Fiorina, all of it. And like you said, that will be the first thing we do is file that lawsuit on her. Yep. And it's going to be a huge deal. It'll probably make tabloids. Carly Fiorina's nephew sues her. Lawsuit? That's a big deal, honey. That's tabloids. Feel me? You gotta understand the tabloids mean nothing. Tabloids are run by Masons. They're gonna type and say what they want. And then I'll put them in their place too verbally. That's why I have a platform. You see, I am the media. That's what people don't get. I'm my own media company. I am the news. All these other people are nobody. I know what I'm doing. People want to play these games with me and totally underestimate me, have no clue. They're talking to God and the monster. I'm an enigma. So that's the point. People don't get what I've been through. They did this. They did this with my family, honey. They did this with my father, I'm sure. You know, this has been going on before I was born. My dad went through a lot too, and I wonder if that's why, because he was probably being followed and tracked on the same thing. He just probably never told me. I don't know. You know, I'm telling you, it's like Jason Bourne. I got to figure out who I am and why all this is happening. I don't know. I'm an innocent victim in all this. I'm just trying to understand. You know, like why is it that serious? It just don't make no sense. It's nothing I did. I don't know these people. And it's the way the world works. That's why you hear stories all the time of families training their sons and stuff and telling them, you know, about the CIA and all that. I mean, it's a real component. Well, the minute we were married, which we are getting married for sure, the law firm. Oh wow, that's great. 33 and a third year, cool. That's more than enough time. That's perfect. Represent you also, file whatever suit you need or want. Wow, cool. Okay. Um, like I said, let me think. I'm trying to think right now what I want to do, honey. Let me try to drink some water. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm not worried about getting on camera for them. There's no purpose. I don't even like being on camera. I'd rather just do the stream like this. But yeah, that would be cool. You know, if I feel comfortable, have the green screen and all that, that'd be tight. It's just about feeling safe. You know, if I know I'm safe and you give me a little time, I'll get acclimated. That's all. Once I know I'm good and I'm safe and I ain't got to worry about nothing, I'm all right. It's not about being scared. It's about being ready and prepared. See, there's a difference. So, you know, I just don't have people just act like they're going to just keep on, you know, flipping that, you know, that switch on and off like with me. Like, nah, it's either it is or it ain't. And these people ain't going to do nothing. They saw it. Found that out a long time ago, right? But I'm not comfortable and I'm not okay with this concept of people trying to track me and saying illegal statements towards me. I don't think anyone would. Would you? Would you be okay with that? You feel me? Nobody is, man. That's ridiculous, dude. It's totally uncalled for. These people get online hiding and want to talk crazy. That this makes no sense, bro. Hold up. Oh, thank you, honey. That's awesome. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Um, as far as safety, I just mean, you know, as far as nobody knowing where we're at, that's all. But you'll see how I move. You know, I think I'm going to be kind of holding the reins to the horse, so to speak. So you'll see how I do things. You know, I just need help getting that license back. I need to get all this moving, and once we do that, you know, I can do everything once I have my power back. That's what they're scared of. What are you saying? Oh, okay. I get you're answering my question. So, you know, long story short, it's just, you know, my defenses are going to go up the minute anything is brought up that regards any of that. You know what I mean? So it just is what it is. But we'll be fine. We'll get through it. But like I said, you know, that's all. We just got to push forward, and you know, love conquers fear, and it is what it is. But yeah, you know, once I get acclimated, and I feel more comfortable, and I know I'm safe. I know my location ain't getting out, nothing like that. Then yeah, you know, I'll adjust into it. It just takes time. You got to be patient with me and help me through it. That's all. So we'll do all that. It's all great stuff. I mean, it's all great. It all sounds awesome. I'm really looking forward to it, genuinely. But I just love you. Like I said, it ain't about nothing for me other than love. You know, it's just you know, I'm tired of struggling. You know, I don't want to be struggling. I really would like to have enough and be good and set and not have to worry. I know I deserve that. So like I told you, God said that, you know, he was going to stun me basically, that I would be surprised and that everything was coming basically. good, foolproof green screen. Awesome. Professional standard. I understand, honey. I mean, the green screen is not going to protect us. You know what I mean? I just mean, as far as our location not being disclosed, that's it. That's how we make sure we're safe and good always. That's all. It's really not a big deal. You know what I mean? It's just something that has to be done. You know, it's just for me, it's a big deal because of what I've been through. So I can't really turn that off. But yeah, no, that's awesome though. The green screen would be cool. I always wanted one. I never had one because I want to be able to put the backdrops. You know what I mean? It'd be cool. You know, the thing with us is, I mean, our surroundings are actually going to look better than what we put on the ground screen, the green screen. But like I said, I'm not going to show anybody any of that. So that's all. It's just when I go to a place, I don't turn the camera on. Like if I go to a hotel, I do never turn the camera on. I will not tell anybody where I'm at. I want to mislead them, if anything, and have them think I'm somewhere else. So like that's literally what I would do. I'd go out my way to have them think that we're doing something else and we're in a different area. I'm not going to give any hints of where we live, nothing like that. You know, so like I said, we are going to have several estates, several cribs. We are going to be rich and caked up and good and happy and able to buy and do whatever we want. And we are going to build businesses. When you first get here, we'll go to the island. We'll take it easy and chill. And after that, right, we can start working on the businesses. We can do that in San Antonio. We can do it in Austin. We'll get all of it going. It'll all be very casual and simple and easy. I know exactly what I'm doing, honey. I'm a genius. So you're marrying a genius. So we'll be just fine. Okay. Give me 1 second, honey, while I grab the stuff that I need that we talked about, and I'll be right back on here. All right. Hold on.